Peggy 18.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to day number 2, or better known as Championship Sunday here at EGL 15. It's time for the final 16 to get this one underway until we crown our champion today. I'm Brycey, and bringing you the action from the first game and joining me for this opening segment is Chris Trout.
How you doing, Bryce?
I'm very good this morning, actually. This is what I live for. A little bit of Championship Sunday. I know a lot of the players feel the same. They're ready to settle some scores and kind of prove who is the best today, and they're all very much ready for it as well. We've been talking out there, a lot of hype actually in the crowd.
There's a lot of smiling faces out there, seeing people very much up for today's events.
Yeah.
And they're looking forward to proving a few of themselves, settling some scores and showing exactly what they can do out there on the big main stage. And obviously being one of the few LAN events we've had here in the UK and being a CWL presented by PlayStation 4 event is a big opportunity for so many teams, not just the pro teams, but those in the championship as well, to prove that they can be looking at a chance to go into Season 2.
It most certainly is. Well, let's take a little look at the format for this weekend to catch up anybody who hasn't seen so far. Day 1, better known as yesterday, we had the group stage. Best of 3s, 4 in each group, 8 groups in total. The top 2 have in fact made it out, and has of course left us with day number 2, the 16-team elimination bracket to determine the EGL Open champion. Today, it's all best of 5. So no excuses for anyone sitting there out in the crowd. It's going to be a lot of intense matchups. No mistakes in this one.
Yeah, I mean, no mistakes can really be made. That single elim obviously being a big factor. You can't afford to slip up. You've got to bring your A game, and there's no second chances like we've seen some teams getting chances in previous tournaments where they might go to the final, lose the first attempt at the winners final, get to the grand final, and they manage to bring it back. You can't have that this time. You've got to bring it all.
No, you most certainly can't. And what they are playing for today, as you can see, the money there, $25,000 prize pool, $10,000 for that first place. But the CWL points, now, they may be points, but they are crucial. A lot of these teams here this weekend are looking at relegation. They are looking at Season 2, and these points are what could make the difference. For first place, 2,500. Second, 1,500. Third, 1,100. Fourth, 900. Fifth to eighth, 800. And you can see as it goes all the way down, 25th to 32nd. Just attending this event can really help your kind of journey to get to Season 2.
I mean, there was a lot of people yesterday that we were talking to who felt like because of their placements, they weren't really going to get that chance to maybe qualify for the relegation battle. But every point counts at this point. You have to make sure that you do everything you possibly can. I mean, you know, one placement can really separate you from getting into that battle or not.
This is where it really comes down to here, is all these teams are now trying to work out, you know, who do I need to beat? Who needs to play badly? Who do I have to make sure I win? I mean, we've still got another online 5K coming up next weekend. So like I said, these points matter. And if you're in the 16 elimination bracket, just getting through to the next round could make the difference. So some of these games, although there's a lot of pro teams actually in the mix here on the bracket, you can see, it's actually going to be so important for the challenger teams to actually come through. But let's have a quick look at this bracket here, Trout, and actually trying to figure out, you know, a few key matchups today. One of the games there's Team Infused versus Orbit GG. I think that's actually the first game we see on stream.
Yep.
I do think it's going to be a little bit one-sided. The other game I'm actually a little bit interested in is Vitality Exertus. Now, I am leaning towards Vitality, but Exertus also looked strong and shaky yesterday at the same time. They had some great games, but sometimes I thought they were a little bit off track.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of key matches. One that I'm really looking forward to is Tempo versus LDLC. Tempo obviously being a team that a lot of people are talking about, definitely one of the contenders for this second season in the CWL. So hopefully we'll see some exciting stuff from them. Maybe they can get through to the final 8, in which they will come up against either Splice or No Good Gaming. I think Splice might have the advantage going into that one. So that'll be another massive game if it does get that far. But on the other side of the bracket, Bryce, we've also got Millennium versus Enraged. And now me and you were talking to some of the people out there yesterday. And Enraged, obviously an incredible team. Some big names in there from the past in Call of Duty. So I would hope they give Millennium a good game. It's a tough game.
A lot of people have been saying people have been sleeping on Enraged. That's the curious thing. Even Swan yesterday said a lot of people are sleeping on Enraged. They haven't had the greatest kind of bracket or seeding, and that's caused a lot of people to underestimate them. They've been knocked out of a few online tournaments earlier than they could be. Like their last run, they ended up having to play Splice and Exertus in that same bracket. So a lot of people are kind of rating Enraged here, and Enraged have firmly got their eyes on the prize to see whether or not they can actually make it all that way. However, it's a long, difficult journey, and the journey starts with probably the hardest stepping block. It's Millennium. It's a team that we all expect to see in the final today.
For me, I think one of the best games that you're probably going to see today is Vitality versus Exertus. I've seen Exertus play, and they are a